Sports Cash Crew. We're back for another week episode with your host, Mr. ESPN. I'm here with my other host, Dub. How you feeling?
Man, we here, bro. We here, man. Another day, another dollar, another dime in my case, bro. Not making much. But we here, man, and I miss this, man. I ain't sit down and talk and educate you and educate that fool Kens and in a minute, man. So he ran away tonight, but I'm sure he'll be back next time. Let's get it.
For sure. This week we are covering what, week 5 of the NFL now. We almost at the halfway mark. Getting there.
We five, we five.
Had a lot of good games. So let's recap what happened this week a little bit. Start off with the early game of the week. Your faithful Giants.
No, don't start there. The early one was Thursday. That was Thursday.
You're right.
That
it was.
that was when Russell West. I said Russell Westbrook. Russell Wilson was wasting our TV time with Matt
Absolutely.
Ryan. I don't know what kind of game they were playing, but that was an American football. I don't know what that was. That was malarkey, man. I don't know what to call it, bro. Russell Wilson trash. Matt Ryan trash. Both of them underachieving terribly. I don't even know. Fine, let's get to the next game. The Giants.
Oh
My
gosh,
New
here we
York
go.
Football Giants.
Here
I
we go.
mean, ever since they started this London football thing, right? We were the first team to play there
Correct.
against the Dolphins, and we won that game. And so far, we're undefeated in London. We beat the Dolphins, we beat the Rams once, and now we just, bullied Aaron Rodgers and the Packers a little bit. Something light, nothing crazy. With this depleted roster, I don't know how we doing it, but here we are. So, yeah, man, my guys are 4-1, and I'm soaking it in, man. I mean, exceeding expectations is not even the word. I don't even know what to say. But yeah, we getting them.
Surprisingly, I didn't see y'all coming out the gate going 4-1. I didn't even see y'all being Aaron Rodgers. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to annihilate y'all, but some way, somehow, y'all was able to pull it out.
Halftime adjustments, baby.
Yeah. But it's funny, speaking of Russell Wilson, like what's going on with these Denver Broncos, man? Like we thought, Russell Wilson was that last piece they need, to kind of take them over the top. I know the division is kind of tough, but they are playing like, man, they look like they're trying to play and try to get a first round draft pick this year.
All right, for starters, I'm gonna let it slide. We was praising my G-man, and you just killed that and went back to Russell Wilson. But I'm gonna just let that ride, all right? But yeah, you know what? To be honest, it was hard to be a huge Russell Wilson fan, only because you seen like he was kind of riding the coattails of Beast Mode and LOB, and it seemed like when those things went away, Seattle was just mediocre. So. I guess the way to say it is Russell Wilson is vastly overpaid. When you get paid like that, I've mentioned it in the past, they're counting on you to overcome,
Yes.
weaknesses they may have. They counting on you to, be that guy. And Russell Wilson is not being that guy so far. So.
Not at
You'll
all.
think, they got a pretty solid roster. I don't know.
When you play a guy $260 million, I'm assuming you expect him to make $260 million plays. And this offense looks sluggish. They're not been putting up big points. They're not explosive. If I'm not mistaken, I think they're last in their division. If not, I think they're probably tied.
The Raiders is last.
Raiders is last. So yeah. But both of the teams are not playing well, and it doesn't make it better that the Raiders just lost to the Chiefs on Monday night. But with Russell, I don't know. He got what he wanted. He wanted out of Seattle. He got a better line. He got a better talent around him, and he has not elevated. And this is the same guy a lot of people thought, he was going to be an MVP candidate this year with that new team. And right now, he's not even looking like a top 5 quarterback in the league.
Yeah, let me give it. I'm gonna give it a whole nother 4 weeks. We just went 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Okay,
So week 9.
Yeah, let's go to like week 9. and let me see what they about. I mean, and it's not just wins. I need to see Russell Wilson put in, because he's been a multiple time Pro Bowler. Like that's easy for
Right.
him. So I need him to put up those kind of numbers, right? At least 250, 275 through the air. Two to four touchdowns. I
Hmm.
need to see those kind of things a couple times. That way, it at least kind of seems like the money makes sense. You
Makes
know what I'm
sense at
saying?
least. Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's that on that guy, man.
for sure. So another team that's a surpriser alongside with your Giants. What's going on with these Cowboys? I know we both are not, the biggest fans of them. We're actually probably their biggest haters. But Dak Prescott been out for the past 3 weeks now, 4 weeks, and they're still winning. They just ended with a big game win against the Los Angeles Rams, which that got me by surprise because I thought the Rams was going to slaughter them. But now I think Dallas is probably in a little predicament of maybe we might want to keep this guy rush around for a backup because again this is Dak Prescott's second major injury in the past 2 years, and you just never know with this sport. Like Channing said, this sport is 100% guaranteed for you to get hurt. So how did Dallas move forward? I know I think they got a bye going into week 8. So do they keep riding this coattails or rush and not rush Dak back, or do they hurry up and rush Dak back to get his rhythm back and see if they can take this team to the playoffs?
Um, you speak for yourself, man. Honestly, I'm not all that surprised. Yes, I hate the cow bums, like a lot. I mean, but I'm really not all that surprised. Dan, one of our friendliest members of the show. Well, side members, I guess you could say, of the show.
Hmm.
He's a big cowboy junkie. And I mean, I remember when Dak went down, I said, I think y'all will be all right with Cooper Rush. Um, he had won a game for them last year. And so far, and then to be honest, they make their offense makes more sense with Cooper Rush, oddly.
Mm. Why you think
Only
that?
reason why I say that is that they actually play according to their skill, according to their strengths. You know.
Okay.
So here's the problem: when you have Dak and you pay him as much as you pay him, you don't want to throw the ball any less than 28 times a game. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? They want the ball in the air. So now, even though they have a good defense, so here's the trickling down effect. You want to throw the ball so much, so you either score quick,
Hmm.
or it's not working, whatever. Then that forces either way your defense to play a lot. You feel me? So your
Correct.
defense gonna get fatigued and stuff like that. Even though they have a stud running back in Tony Pollard, and Zeke still has his, something going for him.
Moments. Yeah.
Now, flip the script. Here we go. Here we are with Cooper Rush. They just beat the Super Bowl champs, and Cooper Rush had like 9 or 10 completions, something like that. Like, and threw the ball
Hmm.
like 15 times. So that means they stuck to playing good defense. They ran the ball with Pollard and Zeke like crazy, and
Hmm.
and now their offense is actually like this was always the potion. This was always part of this was always
Right.
the what they needed to do to win. And now I mean I almost feel like when they bring Dak back, they're gonna just start making sure he gets Hall of Fame numbers again. That may not quite be in their best
The way.
interest,
Yeah.
especially since to me they don't really have a true number one receiver. I don't really.
You
I
don't
mean,
think CD Lamb is that guy?
CD got the drops. Oh my goodness. Like like they overcome it. My lambs. I mean, CD Lamb is talented, but he need to change his number, bro. Like that
He
88 is
he
supposed
shouldn't
to
be
mean
88.
something. Yeah, that 88 is supposed to mean something in Dallas, and CD Lamb, I don't know. but
I mean, he's still young. I mean, not all guys, come out the gate with good hands. There's a lot of good receivers. They early years they used to drop balls, but when you put that 88 in Dallas, they expect you to do big numbers. You come from Dez, Michael Irvin, and these guys. So they expect you to come out the gate and make big plays. So I see where you're coming from, but with that coming back, I don't know. I mean, I agree with you. I just hope they don't force Dak to, like you said, try to put up Hall of Fame numbers. Um, but then again, there's like you got this franchise quarterback and you paid him this money. Do you just say, "Hey, Dak, yeah, throw 25 times," and that's it, and then we just gonna keep this? You see what I'm saying? Like that's not happening. Dak was like, "Nah, bro. I need to throw 40, 45, if depending on the game, maybe 50 times." And maybe that method does not work because we've seen that in the past, and Dallas has not won a lot of games with the ball in Dak hands throwing a lot of times. So, this is going to be interesting what Dallas is going to do. Obviously, you want your franchise quarterback to come back, but if this system of how you playing is working to win you games, I
Mm-hmm.
think it's going to be. I think it's behoove you to continue to with that system and that philosophy to continue on. Um, Especially they got a big game coming up this week against my faithful Eagles. So they're gonna put to the test. Oh, we're still undefeated. And by the way, you got nice green on you. By the way, looks good on you.
Yeah, I got this in DC, bro. Relax.
It's not a
Like,
commander shirt, but
relax.
it's gonna get real interesting. But Dak got some thinking to do. If he when he comes back, he's going to either have to elevate his game and prove that he can win games throwing 40 times, or he's might gonna have to take a step back and say, you know what, let's get back to this running game like we did when Zeke was, a top 5 running back in the league, and now they got look like they got a running back tandem with him and Pollard. And that defense is playing stellar with Michael Parsons leading it, and just let the defense do their thing.
Copy, copy, copy. Anyway, screw them boys. I hope y'all do win this game, but
Oh yeah, we winning for sure. Like there's no way Cooper Rush is beating us. That's not happening.
hey, he
Cooper Rush
undefeated
not.
so far, bro. So
Yeah, but we all see these little momentums with these backup quarterbacks. They catch a little hot streak and then they play somebody real and then they get exposed. You
all
still
right.
got one of the number one defense in the NFL right now. So when Fletcher Cox is coming after you, Jordan Davis is coming after you, and you got Slay flying around, he's gonna see a lot of nightmares this week coming up. So
I'm just waiting for you. I mean, this is really y'all first real game.
yeah, it
Um,
is.
that like, cause y'all were really picked to win every game. I mean, so that's why I'm not really that crazy over y'all yet. I'm like, let me wait until y'all play somebody for real. So so this is your game for me. Like, here we go. Let's get started.
This is the test. This is a test right here. If we win this is gonna let me know if we for real this year and we really gonna handle business and when we play a real team, if we're gonna step up to the plate. So this is our first step. I mean, every game before this, those were games we were supposed to win. We did our job. Now we're gonna see um, if when we have a little bit of challenge. Because I have to give credit to them Cowboys defense. They are stepping up with Dak out. Especially Michael Parsons. Michael Parsons looked like he's trying to contend for Defense Player of the Year. So we definitely have our work cut out for us. But Jalen Hurts is playing like an MVP candidate. AJ Brown is a big help with that big frame, especially on third down. Devontae Smith is looking like he's back at Alabama. So they got some things to handle themselves. But let's talk about your guy, that your ex player, ex giant OBJ. It looks like he's been on tour lately, visiting different teams, trying to see who he wants to land. Um, we're about to go into week 6. Do we see potentially OBJ possibly making a choice of who he wants to play with this year?
Eh, I mean, I don't know. I'm not too worried about the subject of Odell.
I
We could
mean,
use him. I mean, because
that's a
we don't
fact.
have no healthy receivers, but he's not healthy either. So I, what good are you right now? So I don't care what Odell does. like,
But I mean,
I really
obviously he's
don't.
going to play this year, right? I mean, it looked like he's trying to play within the coming weeks. Um,
Yeah, but
and
it's
it's,
probably gonna be closer to the playoffs if anything, man. He's coming off a torn ACL in the Super Bowl, which is the very last game, dude. So he probably, I mean, if he plays at all, blah, like he ain't playing until about playoffs, bro. Like it's just so. That's why I'm
yeah,
like, well, I mean, I don't know. Odell's kind of irrelevant this season. Now, I mean, and I'm not trying to bash him, but if you're injured, like
that's true.
everybody
And,
just wants to
and,
see
and he's
you
30
out of
now. So,
yeah.
but I mean, there's a few teams that's they have rumors about him joining. I think there's about 5 teams that's on the radar. You got Green Bay, you got Kansas City, you got the Bills, obviously you got the Rams, and then you got Green Bay. So I, if it was my choice and I was Odell, the way these Bills looking, I don't see why not go join the Bills. I mean, you play alongside with Stephon Diggs. You don't have to have the pressure of being a number one receiver. You got a big time quarterback in Josh Allen. You got a defense, so the offense don't have to carry the load every game. I think to me, I mean, if it's not the Bills, I mean, I would like to see him in KC, so Pat Mahomes don't have to throw to Travis Kelce, 60 times, and Travis Kelce has to score 4 touchdowns by himself. That would be a lot of help. But I mean, if you want to just take the roof off, take the top off the roof. OBJ goes to the Bills. I think it's one of those things you gotta book it. Granted, if they don't have any injuries, they gotta be in the Super Bowl.
Again, yawn. Like, it's just, I don't know. The conversation of Odell, what he's up to, is not that serious to me. Shout out to Travis Kelce, though. This dude has 7 catches for 25 yards, bro.
But he got 4 touchdowns.
4 touchdowns. Like, that's got to be the most lopsided fantasy football score for anybody. Like,
so majority of their points are gonna come from touchdowns. Cause I think in fantasy you get like 6 or 7 points. So he racked it up for people, but he didn't get much points with catches and yards. But before we wrap it up, going into week 6, as always, we got our primetime games of the week.
Wait. Pause. I'm sorry. Before we go on prime time, we gotta talk about this roughing the passer.
Oh yes.
The Tua rule, I guess you could say. I don't know.
I was gonna wait to Ken's, next week when Ken's is on, because I know he has a big thing he want to talk about.
I mean, we could say it again next week, but I mean, look, today is Tuesday. These things was just happening in the Monday game yesterday,
right?
And on Sunday the day before. So Grady Jackson ended up on a bad end of I said Grady Jackson, Grady Jarrett.
Tom Brady.
With Tom Brady, which
we know how that was gonna play out. Yeah,
that's the case. Yeah, most of the time that's the case. And after they were interviewing Brady in the locker room later or whatever, and he said, "Well, I'm not the one that throws the flags." And I'm looking at this guy like,
but he was the one arguing with the ref.
Like, yeah, right. You looking at the ref, looking for a call. You get your call, and then you're gonna say, "I don't throw flags." Like, okay, but it's just kind of unfortunate because I mean, obviously, nobody likes what happened with Tua. Like, obviously, like,
absolutely.
But even that hit, I mean, hell, if we're gonna be honest, he shouldn't even have played. He shouldn't even have finished a Buffalo Bills game the week prior.
Correct.
Okay, but neither one of those times did he take a really vicious hit. Like, he wasn't. The defender that hit him was never called for roughing the passer, and it's like he just so happened to land on his head, which is unfortunate. But now it's like any kind of, I don't know. I think they're gonna have to just wrap up quarterbacks and hold them until the ref blows the whistle.
They're gonna have to do a 2-hand touch. Or are they gonna have to put a flag on the back of their pockets? And once you put that flag, you touch the quarterback. Like,
man, and then Chris Jones too. Like,
that was the worst.
He has a sack force fumble before the half. Big turnover could give Kansas City some more momentum. I mean, sure, they still ended up winning, but they probably who knows how it could have been. Yeah, and then they take that away like. The fans were booing for like the rest of the drive, bro. Like, they were never over it.
That one I think was just the worst because he actually got the fumble before Derek Carr even hit the ground. So like he said, he was like, "Man, like I'm 300 pounds. Like y'all just want me to stop on a dime and not fall." Like that's not how football is. Football is momentum. So especially when you're about to go tackle somebody, you try to use all your momentum to move forward to get that person.
It's
down.
Unrealistic to ask, man.
Absolutely.
But I don't know how they're gonna adjust it moving forward because obviously they need to protect the quarterbacks, which I'm okay with. That they're the money makers, but you still got to let defenders play.
Yeah.
I mean
I mean, but
that's
these are been the money makers too. I mean, think about how pivotal a sack is, especially in that moment, right? You get that sack, you get that turnover, you get Pat Mahomes the ball with a minute and some change, halfway at the 50-yard line probably, or the 45. He go drives, except with them kicking that field goal, now they got a touchdown.
yeah, and I mean, and then the same thing with the Falcons game. I mean, I mean, who's to say who would have won or lost anyway? But like, at least because I think that was a third down or something. So at least Atlanta would have had a chance to
Correct.
do something about it, and instead they just tip their hats towards Brady's way or
Brady,
whatever.
as always. But yeah, NFL definitely this week. I hope they have a front office meeting about this because this can't be what it is going forward. Like just imagine you basically saying if that's the case, you're going to obsolete Aaron Donald completely. You
I
know.
mean, there's just a lot of people that's gonna have to change the way they play. I mean, and it's happened before. I mean, you remember when they started making targeting rules, and people used to be out here hit sticking every chance they
Hmm.
got,
Ray
and
Lewis.
they started learning different ways to hit somebody, and then to make it less vicious as possible. So we'll see moving forward. We'll see moving forward.
I don't like the ball, man. It look like we about to get to flag football in 2 years.
Hey, at least I'm eligible to play that one.
Well, I had to lay some cleats back up one good time.
Right, yo, I'm about to be out there killing them.
But before we wrap up the show, let's go over these primetime games for week 6. We start with Thursday night. We got Washington Commanders versus Chicago Bears Thursday night. In
Why
Chicago.
do they keep doing this to us on Thursdays? Like these
I,
Thursday games
I really
be
don't
like
know.
abysmal, bro. Like they're
And it'd be on
terrible.
Prime time. It'd be on Amazon Prime, which I don't know what's going on with their service, but they'd be the worst out of all three between ESPN and NBC. Because I'd be like, bruh, the stream on that be
I don't know what's good with this new Amazon Prime watching thing, but I'm like,
well,
whatever.
Bezos got the contract for Thursday Night Football last year, so now Amazon is doing Thursday Night Football
Yeah,
prime
give it
time during.
back.
It don't work like that. Trust me. The check that got cut, the NFL ain't giving that back.
Yeah, no, I copy that. I copy that. But I mean, all right, Commanders Bears. Commanders are in my division, so I'm gonna go rooting for the Bears. But
Hmm.
I don't think they're any good at all. So I think I mean, if I'm being unbiased, I give the slight edge to the Commanders to win. So I really think Chicago's really bad. So um,
Um,
yeah,
I mean, this one's really a toss up for me. But I'm gonna go to edge with Chicago. They got nothing to lose, obviously.
who
Um,
does?
but let's see. Maybe Justin Fields can pull this one out, like he did week 1, and just kind of steal one away from Carson Wentz and that defense in Washington. But it's really a toss up game. This is a game that Justin Fields may he can maybe show a little light because it's not a big pressure game. It's not it's not a division game. So it's definitely a game I could probably see 14-12. Um, but yeah, it's definitely gonna be a toss up.
Yep.
Let's go to the next primetime game. We have Arizona versus Seattle. Look like a
It's not
division
prime
game.
time.
It is primetime.
No, prime time is Thursday night, Sunday night, Monday night.
No, we got the 4 o'clock game. We got a 4 o'clock game.
That's like America's game of the week
Well,
sometimes. That's not
well,
like
actually, they got three. Actually, they got 3 4 o'clock games this week. So really, the biggest game at 4 o'clock is really Buffalo, Kansas City.
there we go. It's not prime time, but that is the
But
biggest
yeah,
one.
that is the America's game of the
Okay.
week.
That is
Um,
now that is a football game.
yes.
Okay. Cause I mean,
No,
in a
it's
lot of
AFC
people's eyes,
Championship Part 2.
yeah. Yeah. And a lot of people's eyes, that's the AFC championship that we looking forward to.
Mm-hmm. Probably gonna be a
So
repeat.
yeah, man, we got Josh Allen on one side. We got Patty Mahomes on the other. We saw what happened last year in that divisional playoff game. That was
Mm-hmm.
one for the books.
Books, yep.
Who you got, bro?
Pat Mahomes, my guy. I love Pat Mahomes, but I'm going to give the nod to the Buffalo Bills. However, I think Pat Mahomes gonna get his clap back in the playoffs again. Um, I just got the Bills, man. Like I said, the Bills, they're scary. Like when the Bills is all locked in on both sides of the ball, outside of the Eagles, they're tough. Like they're tough, man. Josh Allen, he could throw for 400 any night. Stephon Diggs is looking like he's trying to be the number one receiver in the league this year, and Gabe Davis has stepped up big. Like this man
Yeah.
looking like he's a solidified number two. And then that defense, man, they get some big stops. Obviously, they're led by Von Miller, who look like he's not slowing down anytime soon. So it's going to be tough. But one thing about Pat Mahomes, you can never count him out. He
Nope.
don't need a lot of time, and this tandem with him and Travis Kelce is looking like it's the best tandem in the league right now. I just think if Kansas City wins this game, it has to be more than just Kelce that beats you. Like Juju got to activate, the running game got to activate, and the defense has to play very, very well. Like Chris Jones, all these guys, they got to make big plays because Josh Allen will kill you. Like he could put 45 on you. Like so, it's going to be a shootout again. I think it's going to be high scoring, but I'm going to give the nod to the
Um, I mean, yeah, defensively, I think I give the edge to the Bills, obviously, but I think the Chiefs. I think Patrick Mahomes, as good as he typically is, I think he loves this game, man. I think he loves when it's great, Josh Allen and them Bills again. Like let's do it. And
Buffalo.
and Josh Allen typically rises up to the challenge as well.
He does.
But I think, despite the fact that I think Buffalo's defense is better, even though they got some injuries out there too, but I
Mm-hmm.
think Patrick Mahomes can't wait to do this, man. And I think he's going for four TDs
Formula.
again.
Yeah.
Something along those lines, man. I don't know. I think he's gonna go out there showing out, bro. So I'm gonna go with KC, but it could very well be wrong, and I'm okay with that. but
Yeah,
I'm
that game it could go either way, but I think anybody was like, man, it don't matter. I think everybody just wants a good game at this point because it could really go. It's neck and neck. It's 50-50,
Yep.
really. Um, then we got the Sunday night game, the NFC East, the number one seed and number two seed in the division. We got my Eagles versus the Cowbums. Um, which is this even a discussion? I mean, we know who's gonna win. Um, I'll give the Cowboys. They might put up two touchdowns against us, 14. But after that, yeah, they catching that L. Um, the only thing I fear, Jalen Hurts can't make too many turnovers. He has to play very solid. He doesn't have to have a huge game. He doesn't have to throw for four touchdowns, 350 yards. Give me two touchdowns, 275. Defense played well. Running game played well. Maybe we get a rushing touchdowns. Whether by Jalen or by our running backs. But we're gonna have to play this game well. We can't give too many mistakes because Dallas will punish us. But I definitely got the Philadelphia Eagles. I'll say 26-28 to 14.
Uh, this is a battle of Gagot for me.
Why? Because your nasty Blue Giants not playing in it.
We got another primetime game. Don't worry about us, bro. Uh, we hosting Lamar Jackson, and the Ravens.
I hope he carve y'all up.
You do.
I hope.
That's really a primetime game. Forget this Cowboy Philly game. Let's go to 1 o'clock. New York Giants.
1 o'clock is not a prime time game.
Now it's talking prime
Well, I
time.
mean, 1 o'clock is not a primetime game, but
Prime
for
time.
for your New York Giants' sake, yeah, you can talk about these men for a couple seconds. How bad Lamar Jackson gonna kill y'all?
All right, bro. You know what? Let's get back to your game. Whatever. I'm to be honest, man. I want Philly to win because I like y'all. No, I hate y'all a little less than I hate the Cowbums. um, I don't think y'all gonna do it though.
Whew. Wow, no faith. It's in Philly.
I'm not worried about where the game is. like,
It
I
matters.
just, I mean, look,
Philly at this time getting a little cold.
I honestly trust me, I hope I'm wrong.
You're
Because I
wrong.
can I can take Philly winning more than I can take Dallas winning. Um, but I mean, I think y'all running a remedial offense, like like
But why people expect it to be complex? Like I've been said, I was like, y'all want Jalen Hurts to run some Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen offense. That's not happening.
no,
You
no,
know,
he's not capable. I don't even know if his mind
yeah.
runs that
So
far.
cater an offense that works for him, and it's working. Simple
No, no, no.
plays.
I'm okay with that. I just don't want you to gas it up thinking that this dude is surgical. He's not. Okay, he just
No,
it's either option A is there or we run. Ooh, like,
hey,
so
got us to 5-0 right now.
he got you to 5-0 right now. You know what? You got it. But again, I want Philly to win. I just don't think y'all will. So next game. All
Mhm. Last
right, yo.
game,
The
yes,
Broncos Chargers, they got to, all right, for real, this is probably the third time the Broncos been on TV. They got to stop. Cut
we
it
got
out.
petition this. Yeah, that's a fact.
Cut it out. Russell Wilson and these guys are bums, okay?
That's a fact.
And you know what? I can see the Chargers actually making a game out of this. Like, because the
Because they're not gonna
Chargers,
step up. Yeah,
yeah, they're not really showing out the way I anticipated they would. But stop putting Russell Wilson in the Denver. Let me say it again. Please, Vlad, after y'all done with editing, send this out to all your people that you know. Okay? I don't know who you know, but whoever it is, stop putting the Denver Broncos on national television. It is not fair to us that are true fans and want to see good football. So
I
stop
agree.
it.
I
Chargers
agree.
in 6.
And 6, this is not a series. But if you're saying the Chargers going to win by 6, that's more of a probability. I could see a 19-12 finish. I agreed. Not, Chargers. I thought they were going to be the sleeper team of the year. It was an all-star roster. Just your favorite young quarterback, Justin. You have Keenan Allen, Austin Eckler. On defense, obviously Bosa got that injury, but you still had Derwin. You had
Agree with
JC.
that.
Yeah, JC. And I thought the Chargers going. They were going to be right there with the Bills and the Chiefs. But right now, they off to a slow start. But hey, it's still early. The Chiefs had a rough start last year too, and they turned it on. Maybe the Chargers start turning it around too, but they need to start hearing up because the AFC is not to play with because
Time
Deshaun
to
Watson
sleep.
coming too.
Time to
Yeah, so but no, this is definitely a game they should win. If they lose it, then they really gonna have to have a team meeting because they're not supposed to lose to the Broncos. But Justin Herbert, it's time to turn it on, warm it up. And I don't want it to be close. I want this to be a statement game for them to say, all right, it's for us to play some real football. I want them to put a smacking on the Broncos. I'm talking about like hold them to no touchdowns, only 2 field goals, and put up 28 or more points on them. Like don't even make it close. But the chances of that happening is pretty slim the way both of these teams are playing.
right.
So I'm just gonna stick to my pick. I got the Chargers winning it 19-12.
So you want them to put up 28, but you only got them winning 19-12.
Hey, sometimes you gotta use logic. It's like my Philadelphia Eagles. I want them to win, but they ain't gonna put up 35.
Hey, bums. Anyway,
You 5-0 though.
right. So before we exit, let's just go
Yeah.
back to the 1 o'clock primetime game.
Oh, here we
I
go. These obnoxious New York ugly blue Giants fans. I know
Hey,
it's
look, look,
coming.
look, 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 look. Let me talk my talk because
Go ahead, go ahead. You ain't gonna be talking for long because
last
once the
week
second
I
half of the
wasn't
season
here.
comes.
And what's crazy? I ain't even gonna lie. I'm talking to one of my boys, and I'm like, they like, man, the Giants are really turning up this year. And I'm like, yo. And this was Saturday. This was Saturday, right? So
Mhm.
we didn't even play Aaron Rodgers yet. I'm like, bro,
Correct.
to be honest, I wouldn't even be surprised if we just got our last win of the season, bro. Like, so, so the fact that we went to London,
So y'all gonna go 4-13?
bro. No. I thought we would have been 3-13, bro. Well, 17 games now, right? So 3
Yeah,
and 14.
3-14, yeah.
And this was before we went to Green Bay. I was like, "Ooh, I'm a big Aaron Rodgers guy, but this is the only time I wish for him to
Yeah,
lose."
because he's playing your team.
But it's like, and then we losing 20-10 going into halftime, and I'm like,
Hmm.
"Dang, here we go." But I don't know. Something happened. Saquon came back out that tunnel after the injury, and we just turned it up. And I'm gonna talk my talk a little bit, man. And it is what it is, bro.
Yeah, 5
You
seconds.
look, you overachieving because y'all keep playing bums. Me and Jig definitely overachieving because if we gonna be honest, we should have lost to the Titans. Yeah, we
Yes,
should be Carolina. We lost to Dallas. Yeah, we should be Chicago, and we should have lost to Green Bay. At best, we should be 2-3. All
I agree.
right.
I
I'm
agree.
gonna give a shout out to my man Kenzie because as y'all was talking that talk last week, yes, I was the one that was saying that the Saints should be better than what they are, and
Didn't I tell you not to believe in Jameis Winston? I told you.
I think it's more than that, but whatever. It's still early in the season. Who knows? But Atlanta is definitely still playing. Atlanta's playing better than expected.
Yeah, that's true.
So I give them that. Even though they were 2-3, not
Hmm.
amazing, but they are like they're making people work to win.
That's a fact.
Uh, and I'm gonna give him a shout out to KD too and his Dolphins. I mean,
Gonna be
they're
tough for
probably
them right
going
now.
downhill from now,
Yeah.
from here. I mean, because the injuries are racking up and at quarterback, which is never good. But you know what it is. I miss my guys, man. I like it here. We gotta do this again. So play my exit music and yeah.
We out. Appreciate you guys tuning in to this week episode. We catch you next time. See you later.